Marco, the Phantom Rossi, lived in a world of shadows and steel. His penthouse was less a home than a fortress, overlooking a city he controlled with a silent, iron grip. His nickname wasn't for theatrics. It was because he moved unseen, his motives impenetrable, his heart encased in ice. He had one unbreakable rule: no attachments. Attachments were weaknesses, and women, in his world, were the most dangerous weakness of all, either bait, spies, or liabilities. Then, Alara was hired. She was the opposite of the women who usually crossed his path. She wasn't glamorous, manipulative, or bold. She was quiet, almost invisible, with eyes that held the resigned weariness of someone who had known only struggle. She'd taken the high-paying, high-risk job as a maid in his penthouse to pay for her younger brother's medical treatments. She kept her head down, scrubbed floors until they gleamed, and vanished into the servants' quarters without a word. For weeks, Marco barely registered her presence. She was just another silent figure polishing his sterile, empty life. The shift happened on a Tuesday. It was raining, a relentless, cold downpour that matched Marco's mood. He'd just concluded a brutal negotiation, the tension still thrumming under his skin. He entered his study to find Alara there, polishing a silver picture frame he kept on his desk. It was the only personal item he allowed himself, a faded photo of his mother, long gone. He expected the girl to flinch, to stammer an apology and flee. All his staff did. Alara didn't. She simply paused, her hand hovering over the frame. She was beautiful, Alara said softly, her voice barely a whisper above the rain. Marco froze. No one ever spoke to him unless spoken to, and certainly never about that photo. He advanced on her, his presence filling the room with menace. "What did you say?" he growled. Alara finally looked up, meeting his cold, dark eyes. There was fear in her gaze, yes, but it was overshadowed by a profound, simple sincerity. "Your mother," she clarified, nodding at the photo. "There's a kindness in her eyes. It reminds me of my own." Her directness was a slap in the face. She wasn't trying to flatter him. She wasn't trying to get his attention. It was a simple observation, a human connection she'd made without thinking. He should have fired her. He should have thrown her out. Instead, he just stared, searching her face for any sign of artifice, any angle. He found none. He only saw a poor girl, exhausted and out of her depth, who had dared to see a piece of him he kept hidden from the world. "Get out," he ordered, his voice rough. She nodded, placed the polished frame down gently, and left the room. But she didn't leave his mind. Marco, the man who never let anyone close, found himself watching her. He watched her sneak a leftover pastry for her brother. He watched her hum a sad old tune while she dusted his cold marble statues. He watched her treat his ferocious guard dog with a gentle hand, earning a quiet tail wag no one else received. One night, he returned late, a deep gash bleeding through his suit jacket. He stormed into his kitchen to get whiskey, only to find Alara cleaning up. She saw the blood, saw the raw pain on his face before his mask of indifference slammed back down. She didn't scream, she didn't run. She just grabbed a clean dish towel, soaked it in water, and walked straight toward him. "Sit," she commanded, her voice firm, yet gentle. For the first time in his life, Marco Rossi, the Phantom, did as he was told. He sank into a chair, his defenses crumbling, as the poor girl who became his maid began to clean his wound. And in that moment, he knew his most important rule was already broken.